Hello and welcome to another modelling video. Today we're going to go to the raw basics and look at opening a model kit, cutting pieces off a tree, looking at some of the components and removing the nub off your piece, and also a few pointers. Let's have a look.
We're going to look at the Elmoth, a mobile armour from Mobile Suit Gundam, 1:550 scale, and at the price of about 300 yen. Some of the views, yep, 300 yen. Pretty much, these came in plastic bags, but I inspected it before I started this. We've got two trees. The trees is the plastic frame holding the parts. What's connecting to the tree to the parts is called the spur. We want to be cutting the parts off the spur and not tearing them off. We'll have a look at that later. This is also a very old kit, so there's quite a few flaws to work on. And another thing you normally come with a kit is the instructions, decals or stickers. This kit does not come with decals or stickers. The very first thing when you do get a kit is you study the colour guide. Most of the time the colour guide is very basic and incorrect, so you can go off and actually choose which colours you desire yourself. And then it's very important to study the instructions and at least attempt to test fit before the construction process, even of just certain stages, so you know what's going to work and what doesn't. Occasionally you'll find in a kit that it does not go to plan or it does not go according to the instructions. You have to make modifications. That's how kits go, particularly older ones or lesser known brands. Let's have a little play around. These are the tools I'm going to be using. This is the first step I'm going to attempt in the construction of my model kit. This will be the part I'm going to be cutting, and we don't want to cut it too close to the piece so we're not damaging the plastic. So you give it a few millimeters and cut. These little bits here that are dagging out is the sprue. Once cut, it's a nub. If you put your kit together with these sticking out, it's going to be quite horrible. So I'm going to show you how to remove them. Another fault your kit might come with is if you see right over here there's a line across that piece. That is a flash line. You gain that from the mould where the two pieces are pressed together and the plastic fills it. So that also needs to be removed by scraping with a knife and filing. It can be removed exactly like a nub. With a nub, you want to remove it by slowly chipping it off with your knife, not getting too close to the plastic. Once you've got it as flat as you can without ruining the plastic, you employ a file until you can flatten it as much as you can, until all it is just a rough surface without damaging the plastic, because some of you are not going to want to paint it, you're just going to snap it and keep the plastic of it. So the next you'll employ wet and dry sandpaper. You would like to wet it if you just want to have bare plastic for your model finish. This way it won't leave fine scratches, and it should be fine when you use a finer sandpaper later wet to buff it up a bit. So a little bit of it dry, dunk it in some water, nice and wet, and that way a really high grit sandpaper turns into a much lower grit sandpaper when wet. At the moment it's nice and smooth, no more nub, unlike the little bit here or here. May take a little time, but well worth it. That's so far my tutorial on opening your kit and removing nubs. If you are removing flash, it's exactly the same as a really big nub. Just scrape your knife across it until it's as small as it possibly get. File it down a bit, then sandpaper off. Too easy.
Second problem you may come across is you may damage the plastic by cutting too much and leaving a hole or a slice. When you're gluing the two pieces together lately, and you'll be employing putty to fill in the seam line, which will be in a future video, you can also put putty in that little damaged area. It's extra work, but at least your model kit's completely fine unless you're actually cutting away detail. If you have any more questions, leave it in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and until next time.